If you need an attorney, a very good one, no need to summons Johnny Cochran or Judy Scheidling or even Jackie Charles. Sophia Lopez is the one. This ultra smart woman of law and legal matter can be found helping those in WOW, Women of Wrestling, seen locally, South Florida, 11 p.m. Saturdays on My33 TV. It's syndicated nationally as well, so you can check out WOW. Thank you, Attorney Sophia Lopez. With all the great work you've done, curious if Los Angeles Lakers owner and WOW executive producer owner Jeanie has hired you as her personal attorney yet.
Of course, I manage a lot of things to AJ, David, you name it. Like, they know I'm the world's greatest attorney, and your words were wise. So I love that, Jim. I like it.
Sophia, what makes a good lawyer?
That you are fast, you're a mastermind, and you go straight to the next move.
Do you have any lawyer role models such as Harvey Levin, Harvey Specter, or anyone like that?
They're all good, but no one like me. Actually, I used to watch the TV show Get Away with Murder, and I love, Annalise. She's clever, she's amazing. I like that kind of role model. Even though it was a character, they nailed it.
Here's what I'm thinking, Sophia, because wow, so much great talent, the angles, the storyline, so much fun too. And I'm wondering, do you think we see so many TV shows like A People's Court or a Judge Judy, some things like that? Might we see something with Judge Sophia Lopez or something like that, some court type of drama there where you're actually taking the gavel and doing something?
You know what? I always say never say never. I could say no right now, and then it's happening the next day. So, but right now I'm more focusing all about the community and motivating and inspiring people, kids. Every time I go out on those shows, I handshake the kids and I say, go to college, go to college.
Sophia, tell us about WOW. And what do you like about WOW Women in Wrestling?
Well, WOW is amazing. For me, it's a sports entertainment. So the level of athleticism is incredible. Flying, doing all those amazing moves. I trained myself to understand the sport, and everything was hurting me. And I know it's not easy. Not everyone could do it. Like if you bring a tennis player or whoever, hockey, they'll die the next day. They'll be like, oh, this is so painful. So I love the extreme level of athleticism. I love that for me as a lawyer, I go behind that and I see it, like in the comics book, a little bit of the good and evil. Like we are in this world, we have to survive. So how you gonna do it? You have diversity, different backgrounds, different stories. How you gonna do it? And we kind of showcase that in the ring. Like if you in your life, personal life, you are battling something, how you gonna do? Are you gonna go and kick them out? They're gonna beat you up. They're gonna beat you up, but you never quit, and you're gonna stand up again. So for me, it's a whole different point of view. So I love everything about WOW. I think WOW is a whole package of kind of a real story and bringing the sports, bringing all that athleticism, bringing art, bringing nature, bringing culture, bringing politics, everything. Because we have people from all different backgrounds.
And what is also so unique about this is it's all women, and it's really empowering. And for you, when you got first involved with this, how big a factor was that? Because I hear it when you're talking about the company, but how big a factor was that too? Because obviously entertaining, acting, athleticism, but that part of it is really something that's unusual.
Yeah, it is unusual. For me, it was it was very special because I don't know, somehow WOW came to our lives when you needed the most. Like me, I just became a mom. So sometimes when you become a mom, you think you're like, as a woman, you think like, oh, my life is over. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and then WOW came along and I started being a super mom. And I was, oh my goodness, they gave me that super mom title somehow, and I'm a superhero, and my life is not over. So I step out, and then I just, it's a life changing.
Now, Sophia Lopez, do you care if fans cheer or boo you, or are you just happy to get a reaction?
I'm just happy to get a reaction. If they boo me, I'm happy. If they love me, I'm super happy. I'm all about the fans. I love the fans. I always say that my fans become family and my family become fans.
Now, you've helped so many in WoW, most recently Caged Heat and Tormenta. So I'm just curious, what are your thoughts of them as athletes, as entertainers, and being involved with them?
They're amazing. They're amazing. It's so funny because somehow I say that we are a stereotype, breaking the stereotype. You know what I mean? So we're breaking that stereotype of the stereotype. So especially Cage Heat, because they were in jail, and I gave them that second chance. They were able to redeem themselves, to step out, never give up, get that second chance. And with Tormenta, she's coming, from Mexico, so all that culture, the mask, she doesn't speak fully English, but I'm here for her. So I realized I was a voice for the wrestlers. Starting with Cage Heat, like back in the days, it's like they don't get to know their story. They don't get to speak up. So I'm going to be there for them and speak up and tell the audience that they deserve that second chance. And with Tormenta, same thing. She deserves to be the next WoW champion, the first Latina WoW champion, because we all have the same opportunities. And it doesn't matter if you were poor, but you are like, climbing the ladder, and I'm here for them.
And Sophia, tell me, you're from Mexico. Your background is Mexican?
Yes.
So,
Mexican and French. Yeah, but Mexican.
Okay, because you talked about Tormenta's mask. And tell us, too, how important the masks are. I don't know how much of a fan you were growing up when you were in Mexico or where you were growing up. But then later on, even learning, just the mask has so much spiritual meaning as well for a lot of the wrestlers from Mexico.
Yeah, the mask is everything. It's everything. Literally, yeah, when I was little, I used to watch, like Blue Demon y El Santo, and then they did like these movies, and it was so encouraging. But the mask in Mexico, the mask is everything. That's the reason, like Tormenta, when she was on that match versus Princess Aussie, she wasn't her 100%. Princess Aussie, she got lucky. She didn't beat Tormenta. Okay, yeah, she got the win, but she didn't beat her and Tormenta wasn't 100% emotionally, psychologically. She wasn't there because they stole her mask in Mexico. She just came back, and she came back explaining, that she lost the mask. So it was her, the physique was there, the energy was there, the aura. She was frustrated, but she would have never, she would have never got distracted. And the mask is everything. So she needs to redeem, to prove herself again.
And it's interesting you mentioned Blue Demon and Santos, two legends. And there's so many more with the mask. And now Tormenta is carrying on tradition too with the mask and how important it is, how significant it is. I'm curious, Sophia, I know it's a different role, but did you ever consider wearing the mask too?
Oh, many times, and I was able to do it when I was a little girl, and it's so fun. It's like that, like secret identity that give you like that little, that it gives you, it let you be allowed to do things, that you wouldn't do because, we always feel like, oh no, I have to behave, I have to be proper. But the mask, you can be somebody else and do much more.
I'm thinking too, if you ever have to go to court and you're working a case and you have the mask on, it's going to be so much more intimidating to whoever you're against.
Exactly. Oh, it's a good idea. I'm going to take that one, Jim. I'm going to write it down because I like it. I like your ideas. That's awesome.
Oh, we got a few more time. We have a few more minutes here. I just like to know a little bit about your background, though, growing up in Mexico, if you were involved in any sports or even any acting or things like that you were involved in, and education for yourself, too. If you did the high school, the college, what that was like for you growing up.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I love sports. I was on the swimming team. I went here to the States championship. I went to the national championship, and I got some medals and, third places, second places, a little bit of everything. and it was amazing. But then my dad, my father, he died. He passed when I was like 14 years old. So then everything gets harder. Then you need to start working and making a living, helping your mom. So then I stopped doing all the sports. And yeah, acting is always as a hobby. It's like even the president, maybe his hobby is acting. Who knows, right? But acting, I always like it. So I was on the theater. I was on usually sport, but I was doing theater here in Mexico. Any modeling contest or everything. But since my dad died, my mom was like, "No, you need to study. You need to study because if no, you won't be anyone in life. You need college degree. You need a college degree." So then finally I was okay, I'm gonna study. So yeah, I went to university. I became a CPA. I did study law, and I became, taxes law, any kind of law. I was studying after being a CPA, was like, okay, I'm gonna start with the taxes law. And then I became a lawyer. And then I worked for a big company it was back in the day, they were known as the Big Five. So Deloitte and Touche, Ernest and Young. I was on the auditing team, and then we were auditing big companies. Then I worked in a financial area in a big major bank here in Mexico, which is, well, I won't say the name, but in a bank. And then after that, I worked, for some time with the former president, Vicente Fox. And for the community, I've been working in a school actually. And I like it all. I work for Disney World, in Disney World. So I used to tell my kids like Mickey Mouse was my boss. So, I like to be here and there, and I mix. I'm so happy my mom was like, no, you have to study, because at that time you don't think, no, whatever, I don't care, it's not gonna be important, I don't need it. But I'm happy. I'm happy I did it, because that gave me that control, that to be an organized person. I'm very organized. I'm so happy I went to college. It was kind of, nowadays it's like my backup plan. Like I don't worry to have a backup plan, because if this doesn't work, like sometimes if I wanted to do a hobby, like a sport, because I did skydiving, I did hiking, I did everything. If it doesn't work, I can go back to my degree and start working in an office. Or I did acting, and then if that doesn't work, I can go back. The motherhood, I did motherhood. So if that doesn't work, okay, or the kids are gone, okay, I'm gonna do and go back to my degree. So it's amazing. I encourage everyone, if they can or they have the chance, to study a degree.
That's an amazing story, and just that's so inspiring too. All you've accomplished and will accomplish. And how about this? You went from having Mickey as your boss to David McClain. I mean, come on, right there.
That's amazing. That's fun. It's fun. I love David and I love Jeanie Boss. They're great. And you know what? My life right now, it sounds easy, right? But at the end of the day, it's been very difficult. But I don't like to be the victim, so I might never talk about my down days. I don't know why, because I don't. I like to encourage my clients and encourage people, but I just don't like to be the victim.
Sophia, do you want to wrestle?
I wanted to. Like now, I'm scared for my life because, but I wanted to. That's why I also train. I trained for 1 year, and yeah, I wanted to. It's so much adrenaline. Like being there inside the ring, start like wrestling is so much adrenaline. It's like you can stop. You could get hurt, and you can't wait for the next day to go back. It's just I cannot find an explanation, but it's an amazing feeling. And I understand the wrestlers because of that.
How did you get your opportunity with WOW Women Wrestling?
I met with David McLean and Selena, and I was coming more from the business side. So when they say wrestling and yada yada, I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. And then Selena, she asked me, why not? And I said, I just don't want to get hurt. And then she said, but I'm gonna train you, and you need like train, and you need to know like any sport. You need to train, and then do it. And then she told me, and I promise you, you won't get hurt. And then when I said, okay. And then I started training And every single day I was saying to myself, I'm not coming back tomorrow. But then I'm telling you, so much adrenaline, you cannot quit. So I went back the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. And every single day I was saying, I'm not coming back, and I'm not coming back, until I met Cage Heat. And then I thought, since I have all my business background, why not? I'm going to help them. And then I realized I could be a voice for the wrestlers, and I could do much more, as the manager than actually fighting. So I became Sophia Lopez.
Your mic skills are really good, and that's one of the things, a big plus for you, and being able to be a lawyer manager for the other superstars, the superheroes, the villains. That's it's really good that you're able to do that. I'm curious, is it because of your background, some acting, some theater, that you're able to do that? Did you go for extra training for that, or something that naturally happened?
It's natural. With me, it's natural. I have a big voice, but actually, when I was in high school and I was doing theater, everyone else had a mic except me, because my voice was like so loud that they said, oh, can we use this mic for this other character? You know what I mean? And because you need to reach the last little corner so they could hear you, right? So my voice was always like that. I'm always full of energy. But definitely it helps if I encourage everyone to have any kind of, radio or hosting or acting or podcast seminars. Because even if you're a doctor, if the next day you become very famous and you need to be in a conference, it doesn't matter if you're the best doctor if you don't know how to talk. And then you have to, you need to learn how to talk. Like the president has this kind of preparation, this kind of, classes and coaches. So everyone, definitely I encourage everyone, no matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a president, a sports person, to have a coach that helps you with your speech. Like me, I wish I could get rid of my accent, but then people tell me so sexy that I just thought, that's true. I'm just going to keep it forever.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. I want to get you done and out of here because I don't want to go over the time limit and all we set. So yeah. I'll throw these quickly. But first, I'll say this. Wow Women of Wrestling, locally, South Florida, 11 p.m. Saturdays on My33 TV. It's also syndicated nationally. You can check it out. Check the website. You'll find the information. I'm curious. We can go through this quick. You were a swimmer. You said you were a swimmer. Did you have Olympic aspirations? Was that a goal for you?
Oh, yeah. When I was little, definitely. You know what? I actually went to a competition in Acapulco over the ocean, and it was amazing. Like it's a marathon, and then you go over the ocean and you have to swim from La Roqueta to La Caleta, back and forth. And I got my medal, and yeah, definitely I wanted to be in the Olympics.
Theater. Was there a play you liked the most? And was there a performance that you got to be involved with in high school that you enjoyed the most?
I definitely love Cats, the play Cats. It was great, a musical and everything. And for me, I was in a school play that I wouldn't change it. There is big plays out there, but this play was all about, I got a principal role. And I think that was it for me, because it was about, encourage the students, to be a better person. So it had a very nice message. Like and everyone in Broadway and stuff, but I'm more simple in that case.
And lastly, what we see on WOW, the business suit attire that you wear, are those custom made? Do you have a special shop? You don't have to give any secrets away if you don't want.
Yeah, that they're like, they're not custom made, but I always go to the tailor and I buy them myself. Like, there is no, wardrobe or anything. I just go buy them myself. I hand pick every outfit, and then I get them fixed, and then they just become a part of Sophia Lopez.
Sophia Lopez, thank you so much. Wow Women of Wrestling. Who knows? We might see her on a Law and Order someday. She might be doing her own Judge Judy type show. Who knows? The sky's the limit for Sophia Lopez. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, James.